If you are tired in a way sleep does not seem to fix, Psalm 23 may be showing you something you have been missing. Because most of us read this psalm only as comfort, we hear, "The Lord is my shepherd," and we think, God will help me through a hard day. And that is true. But Psalm 23 is doing more than comforting you. It is showing you a pattern. David does not start with the valley. He does not start with enemies. He does not start with a table. He starts with one truth. The Lord is my shepherd. And once that becomes the center, the whole psalm begins to move in order. The shepherd leads. The shepherd makes the sheep lie down. The shepherd restores. The shepherd guides. The shepherd walks through the valley. The shepherd prepares the table. And the shepherd brings the sheep home. So the question is not only, can God comfort me while I am tired? The deeper question is, have I been trying to live like a sheep without a shepherd? That sounds simple, but this is where many tired Christians get stuck. We say, the Lord is our shepherd, but we still try to shepherd ourselves. We try to know every step before we take the next one. We try to fix our soul with more pressure. We try to force fruit by anxiety. We carry tomorrow, next month, the relationship, the calling, the bills, the guilt, the future, the fear, and the spiritual dryness all at the same time. And then we wonder why our soul feels thin. This video is not saying all exhaustion is your fault. Some tiredness comes from grief. Some comes from pain. Some comes from responsibility. Some comes from the body needing care. The Bible is not careless with tired people. But Psalm 23 does ask a loving question. Are you following the shepherd, or are you trying to be the shepherd? Because sheep were never designed to lead themselves. Psalm 23 begins, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Notice the order. David does not say, "The Lord gives me a plan, so I shall not want." He does not say, "The Lord explains everything, so I shall not want." He says, "The Lord is my shepherd." The peace comes from who is leading. That matters because a sheep does not survive by being impressive. A sheep survives by belonging to the right shepherd. The strength of Psalm 23 is not the strength of the sheep. It is the faithfulness of the shepherd. And if you miss that, you will turn Psalm 23 into another thing you have to perform. You will read green pastures and think, I need to find rest. You will read still waters and think, I need to calm myself down. You will read paths of righteousness and think, I need to figure out the perfect path. But David keeps putting the action on the shepherd. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. The repeated pattern is not, I finally became strong enough. The repeated pattern is, he leads me. The first pattern is this: the shepherd leads before the sheep understands. That is hard for us because we want a map. We want God to tell us the whole route. We want to know how long the tired season will last. We want to know why this door closed, why this prayer feels slow, why this burden keeps returning, and why obedience sometimes feels ordinary. But Psalm 23 does not begin with a map. It begins with a shepherd. That does not mean God is vague or careless. It means the Christian life is personal before it is procedural. You are not mainly following a set of clues. You are following the Lord. And sometimes the most spiritual thing you can say is not, I understand everything. It is, the Lord is my shepherd. I do not know the whole road, but I know who is leading. Then comes the part many tired Christians miss. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Before the valley, before the table, before the enemies, before the public proof that God is with him, the sheep is made to lie down. Rest comes before repair. David says, He restoreth my soul. But the restoration is connected to the shepherd leading the sheep into pasture and still water. That means Psalm 23 does not treat your soul like a machine. God does not only command movement, he also gives rest. Some of us are trying to be restored while refusing to be led into rest. We keep saying, "Lord, heal me," but we will not stop pretending we can carry everything. We keep saying, "Lord, guide me," but we keep running in the red circle of our own panic. We keep saying, "Lord, speak," but our lives are so loud that still waters feel like a threat. And maybe the shepherd's mercy is not only that he moves you forward. Maybe his mercy is that he makes you lie down. Not because he is finished with you, not because your calling is over, but because your soul cannot be restored while you keep living like everything depends on you. But we need a guardrail here. Psalm 23 is not teaching passivity. The shepherd does not make the sheep lie down so the sheep can stay disconnected forever. The next line says, "He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake." Rest is not the opposite of obedience. Rest is what keeps obedience from becoming self-salvation. The shepherd restores the soul, then he guides the path. So if you are tired, the answer is not to stop caring about righteousness. The answer is to stop trying to produce righteousness without the shepherd. There is a difference between being led and being driven. The enemy drives with accusation. Pride drives with pressure. Fear drives with panic. But the shepherd leads. He does not flatter your sin. He does not excuse rebellion. He guides you in paths of righteousness. But he guides as shepherd, not as a cruel taskmaster. That is why Matthew 11 matters. Jesus says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Then he says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me." Rest does not mean no yoke. It means the yoke belongs to Jesus. It means you are learning from the one who is gentle and lowly in heart. Then Psalm 23 turns, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me." Notice what changes. David does not say the shepherd kept him away from every valley. He says the shepherd is with him in the valley. That is important because some teaching makes Christians feel like valleys always mean failure. If you were stronger, you would not be here. If you had more faith, you would not feel afraid. If God were pleased with you, the path would always be green. But Psalm 23 does not say that. The same shepherd who leads beside the still waters is still shepherd in the valley. The valley is not proof that the first half of the psalm was false. It is where the first half becomes necessary. If he is only your shepherd in the pasture, you will panic in the valley. But David says, "Thou art with me." Not, "I understand the valley." Not, "I enjoy the valley." Not, "The valley disappeared immediately." "Thou art with me." That is the comfort. His rod and staff comfort me. The rod means the shepherd can defend. The staff means the shepherd can guide and pull back. So comfort is not only a feeling, comfort is knowing the shepherd has not lost authority in the dark. Then comes one of the strangest images in the psalm. "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies." Most of us want God to remove every enemy before we eat. We want peace after the pressure is gone. We want provision after the threat disappears. We want joy only when nothing can touch us. But Psalm 23 says God can prepare a table in the presence of enemies. That does not mean enemies are good. It does not mean pressure is easy. It does not mean you pretend danger is not real. It means your enemies are not the host. God is. The table is not prepared by the fear. The table is not prepared by the accusation. The table is not prepared by the people who misunderstood you. The table is prepared by the Lord. And sometimes the miracle is not that every enemy vanishes first. Sometimes the miracle is that God feeds your soul while the enemy is still watching. He anoints the head with oil. The cup runs over. The tired sheep does not become safe because the sheep became powerful. The sheep is safe because the shepherd is near. And this is where Psalm 23 has to lead us to Jesus. Because in John 10, Jesus says, "I am the good shepherd." Then he tells us what the good shepherd does. The Good Shepherd gives his life for the sheep. That means Psalm 23 is not just a beautiful poem about calm feelings. It points us to the shepherd who saves. Jesus is not only the one who teaches you how to be less tired, he is the shepherd who lays down his life for wandering sheep. He is the one who knows his own. He is the one who goes after the lost. He is the one who brings you near to the throne of grace when you need mercy and help. So when you say, "The Lord is my shepherd," you are not saying, "I am strong enough now." You are saying, "I belong to the shepherd who gave himself for me." That is why rest is not laziness, it is trust. That is why guidance is not guessing, it is following. That is why the valley is not abandonment, it is a place where the shepherd is still present. So what do you do with this if you are tired right now? Start with the first line. Do not rush past it. Say it slowly. The Lord is my shepherd. Then ask, where have I been trying to shepherd myself? Have I been trying to control the whole route? Have I been trying to restore my soul with more pressure? Have I been calling panic wisdom? Have I been confusing being driven with being led? Have I been measuring God's presence only by whether the valley disappears? Then receive the order of the psalm. Let the shepherd lead. Let him make you lie down if your soul has been living in noise. Let him restore what has become thin. Let him guide the next righteous step. Walk through the valley without calling it abandonment. Sit at the table he prepares, even before every enemy is gone. And remember where the psalm ends. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The sheep does not end in the red circle. The sheep does not end in the valley. The sheep does not end surrounded by enemies. The sheep is going home. Goodness and mercy are not weak. They follow the sheep all the way. And if you are in Christ, your story is held by the Good Shepherd from beginning to end. So if you are tired, do not only ask, "How do I get stronger?" Ask, "Am I being shepherded?" The pattern of Psalm 23 is not that the sheep becomes impressive. The pattern is that the shepherd is faithful. He leads. He gives rest. He restores. He guides. He stays near in the valley. He prepares the table. He brings his people home. If this helped you, write this in the comments as a prayer of trust. The Lord is my shepherd. And send this to someone who is tired in a way they may not know how to explain. Because sometimes the most important thing a tired soul can remember is not a new strategy. It is the first line of the psalm. The Lord is my shepherd.